Welcome to the podcast. Who knows what will happen next?
Welcome, everyone. This is our 7th episode of Courtside Banter. I'm Leondria.
And I am Liz.
And we're very excited that you guys are here with us today. We're going to jump right in because it's been a little minute since we've talked to you all. And talk about some travels that we did last week. Was it this week? No, it was last week.
Honestly, I was talking to Marina and I was like, she was talking about what she did this weekend. I was like, what do you mean you did all that? Weren't we just in Vegas? And she was like, Liz, that was 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh, geez.
The time is running away from me and melding together.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 weeks ago, I guess, we went to Vegas and we saw the Fever play the Aces on a Sunday. And it was really cool. It was a cool little Vegas trip. We got there Sunday and then we left on Tuesday. But our viewing of the game was peppered by some experiences. So I'll let Liz go into the story because it's mostly happening to her.
Well, it's funny because, so we were in Vegas. I'll have to edit myself slightly because we put this on the internet and we work with children. So we were in Vegas and the game was at T-Mobile Arena, which it always is when they play the Fever. And I was in my Leah Boston, Indiana Fever jersey and everyone else was wearing Aces stuff. And we get to the game, we grab a beverage and then we go to our seats. And sitting right in front of us were a man and his wife, and then a daughter and his daughter's boyfriend maybe. And Leondria had given me. I had handed my drink to Leondria, and she had given me some lotion. So I put some lotion on my hands, and then I went to grab my drink back from her, and probably for a variety of reasons, including and not limited to the fact that I had lotion on my hands, I accidentally dropped my drink. And I think that this is a common thing that happens at games, right? Because I have been at Sparks games as a Sparks season ticket holder, and I remember one time being like, why the hell is my back wet? And I, the people behind me had spilled a drink on me. I think that sometimes when you go out in public, this happens. This happens.
I will say that I went to the Monica and Brandy concert and I was standing up and dancing and had a full drink in my hand, and some of it so happened to spill out. It was not that I was being reckless or crazy, but the drink was full. I was dancing, spilled onto the person in front of me. The person in front of me was not happy. I apologized profusely, and then I sat down and made sure I put my drink down. So yeah. It is a thing that happens. It is unfortunate. I also feel like Liz is not setting the scene correctly. We walk up. There is a man and a woman, and we think maybe the daughter and the daughter's boyfriend. The woman has on.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was gonna get there.
Who is it? Sophie Cunningham.
Sophie Cunningham.
The woman has on a Sophie Cunningham jersey, which, be quite honest with you, I've never seen anyone wear a Sophie Cunningham jersey. And the man has on Caitlin Clark's Iowa State jersey, so the black with the gold. And I just feel like that's important to the story. Sophie Cunningham and Iowa State Caitlin Clark. So
yes,
do with that what you will.
And so anyways, I accidentally spilled my drink, and to be fair, I also think that it landed mostly on my friends because they were kind of I had dropped it with my right hand, and these people were sitting in front and left. So I don't know how wet they actually got from the drink, but they were very upset. And then it just made it very awkward for me the rest of the game because they yelled at me. And so then we at one point leave. Me and only one of our friends was staying in the seats. The rest of us went to go get another drink and food and stuff like that. And then I had made sure for me that I had finished whatever I was eating or drinking downstairs. Like, we had stayed down in like the concourse area to finish everything, because I definitely was not going to go back up to this place with a drink, because these people had already yelled at me. So then we go back to our seats, and our friend who was sitting on the furthest in needed to get up to go to the restroom, or I don't know what she was getting up for. She stood up and she walked past these people, and apparently they felt that they got wet again. I do not know how. I do not know why. I don't know where this phantom water came from that like hit them, because I did not have a drink in my hand. And they turned around, the lady it turned around and was like, "You guys got us wet again. You spilled another drink on us." And I don't know if they thought we were doing it on purpose. Like, but I literally, and then the man stood up. I literally put my hands up like this, and I was like, "Ma'am, we do not have any drinks." Like, and none of us had a drink. I do think one of my friends had a drink, but when Marina stood up,
so one person had a drink. They made sure to put it behind the arm so that there was no spillage, and there was no one sitting on the rest of the row. I was sitting on the end. I put my drink one person over. So even if Marina did bump said drink and it would have flew on a completely different party of people, not the people sitting on the other end.
Like, I had my Alani, and my friend that was sitting to my left had her hand on it like this.
Behind the arm.
And when Marina stood up, she put it behind her like this. Yes. So, like, Marina didn't bump anybody.
Marina did not. Because if she had, we would have felt it.
Correct. And it nothing got on these people. I literally had my hands up and I said, "I have nothing. We have
and
nothing."
And we're all saying, like, we don't have a drink. And they're like, "We felt it. We felt it." It's like, well, you felt nothing because we don't have a drink.
So this man takes off his hat. I've never in my life been in a situation where I felt like I was gonna get hit or was in it.
I wish that man did try to hit you. I would have knocked him to kingdom come. I just want to say, like, the man was being very aggressive towards Liz. He was a short man. He was dumpy, but he was not very tall. He turned around, took off his hat, and started like puffing up his chest, like who does that? If you were really that angry that you were going to fight someone, you would have just swung. And then is literally breathing like a bulldog, and I'm like, "Are you serious, bro? Like, you're kidding right now, right?" Not making eye contact with anyone else. He's just aggressively breathing hard and looking at Liz like a dog. I'm calling him names that I won't repeat on said podcast, but I'm just like, you are not the person that you are you want people to believe you are, because one, you're not looking at me and I'm calling you all types of names that you probably should look at me, and two, you're just puffing up your chest and breathing hard. So at that point, I'm like, we're not about to sit here and be uncomfortable. I go downstairs, I get security, I tell them what happened, and they had us sit at a different, we actually got to sit closer and at a table. But I'm just like,
and he told me,
yeah.
I'm saying, but he was screaming that
he turned
at me.
Before the wife was like, we felt it. We felt a drink. He's like, "Are you effing kidding me, bro?" And we're like, that was the initial, like, what are you talking about, sir?
Yeah.
You spilled another drink? There are no drinks. What drink?
Yeah. And not that it would, like, justify it in any way, shape, or form, but it's like, if at any point in time they also felt like, oh, well, like, these Aces fans are, like intentionally pouring drinks on us because we're, like, Fever, Caitlin Clark fans. But they were mad at me, and I was wearing a Fever jersey.
She was the only person with an Aaliyah Boston jersey on. I had an LA Sparks shirt on, I think.
Did you have a Sparks shirt?
Yeah.
Because you do have an Aces shirt.
Oh, yes. You know what? I did have on my Aces shirt, the Raise the Stakes shirt that I got last time.
Yeah. So, so he couldn't have possibly had thought that either. I really do not understand, like, and also, like, yes, effing annoying. You know, like if you were to go somewhere and someone spills a drink on you, it's not my favorite thing in the whole entire world, and I'm annoyed. And I will probably turn to, like, if we're at a Sparks game, I'll probably turn to Leondria and be like, dude, what the hell? Like, why are these people, like, they're so da 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 da, you know? But like, it happens, we move on, and I don't scream at the people behind me, and I definitely don't puff up my chest and scream F you and like act like I'm gonna hit you in the face. And like, I'm with four, not that like gender should play a role in it, but I'm with like four females, and you're with two males, two females, like, and the male is the one that's being the most aggressive towards me, and it's just like, you know, we need to seek some help, sir. Like, we need to seek some help, because like, there's no way that you are not, no offense, like an abusive person. Like, there's 100%. No way.
I think one, I don't know if they were from Indiana or they lived in Vegas. Vegas is a very conservative red state. I think the fact that he had on the Iowa jersey just let me know that there's like a different level of racism. And then the Sophie Cunningham jersey was also like concerning, because like, she's not even that great of a player, you know? So like, really, you love her that much, you have her jersey on, her Fever jersey, not like when she was in college and doing great and wonderful things. I also think, like, I really have a problem with people that, what I perceived from the situation is that he felt like he could get away with doing all this craziness with Liz. Because to set the scene for you, these people were of some Asian descent. I'm not sure. The man had darker skin, and the woman was more fair skinned. That doesn't really factor into the story, except for, you know, it's Liz, who is white. Spoiler alert. Myself, a black woman, and two Latina women. You're only going hard on Liz. Like, you're not saying anything to anybody else. I don't know. Didn't look at anybody else. And I'm actively calling you names that, you know, I wouldn't repeat in front of children. I just feel like, I don't know if I should say it on the podcast. What the way that I said it the day of is like, you're I don't know. I don't want to say. You're just not a very good person. If you want to delete it, we can. Like, you're a bitch, bro. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, you're a bitch. I bet you. He perceived was the weakest. Yeah, and I bet you. I literally had my hands up. Like, I bet you, if Marina's husband was there, he wouldn't have said a thing. He would have been quiet as a church mouse. Like, how dare you think that you can just take out your rage on someone? It was a mistake. It happened. But he didn't even get that angry when the actual drink was spilled on him. It was the second time that he thought something got spilled that he just went off on the deep end. And it was like, for what reason? And now you're sitting there looking stupid. Like, nothing happened to us. You were wet. We apologize. We're sorry. But like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if security kicked him out or just, I don't know what happened, you know, what the follow-up was. But like, was it really worth it? Yeah. And the Fever still lost that day. Or did they? No, the Aces lost that day.
The Aces lost.
The Aces lost that day. Yeah. I just don't understand. I don't understand.
I don't know.
And like, you're at a women's sporting event, and I just think that sometimes it's like, I was watching you know, I love to bring up Unsupervised. I was watching TP and Sid talk about how they were someplace that I guess is also very conservative. And this man had on a shirt, and on the back it said "Save Women's Sports" with a flag on the back. And she was like, "This is interesting." And then when they get to the front of it, you know, the front of the shirt is disparaging trans women. And they went on a tirade about how, like, women's sports don't need to be saved, and we really don't need that energy. Like, don't come. If you're coming to a WNBA game and you are a racist and you abuse your wife and you're just a bad person with bad energy, like, take that energy to an MNBA game. We don't do that over here at the WNBA. Like, you go to, I'm sorry, Vegas doesn't have a professional basketball team. So, no. You know, drive 4 hours.
We have a professional basketball team. That's why they're going there, I guess, maybe. But
yeah, go to a Golden Knights game. I hear their players, you know, like to gang rape women. So maybe that's what you need to do instead of going to a WNBA game. Huh?
I said, I need to know more about this. I didn't know
that. Yes, there's a documentary.
It's because I know nothing about the MNBA.
No, it's the because Vegas has a professional hockey team, and their
Oh,
hockey
that's
team.
what it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
There a few men on their hockey team are from Canada, and when they were playing in college, there were allegations that were covered up about them assaulting a woman, and it's known and it happened. And even after, the NHL found out about it, and they're still on the Golden Knights. These men won a championship, but like, take that energy there.
Yeah.
Don't come to a WNBA game with that energy.
Yeah. It's crazy because yeah, I to be clear, just because I did like a TikTok about it immediately after, I as a Fever fan and as a Caitlyn fan, I am not saying that Caitlyn was the reason why this man was aggressive. It just seems like
People are kind of taking her and turning her into this thing that I don't think she is, right?
correct, and because she's truly has spoken out about this so many times. I save screenshots sometimes now because I'm like, if this is something that comes up in a podcast, like, I want to have the evidence, you know what I mean? Like, because I do feel like anytime I talk about Caitlyn, because she's so polarizing, that like I need to have the evidence to back it up. But I just was like genuinely scared. That man really did ruin kind of like the Vegas trip in general. Like, we were only there, not that the Vegas trip was ruined, but we were only there 2 days. I had such a good time. We went to this game. This is not the first Aces Fever game I've been to. I have been to multiple.
Yeah.
We've been to multiple
at the T-Mobile
Aces
Arena
Fever games. At the T-Mobile Arena, at the Michelob Ultra Arena. We have gone to multiple games. I've never had an issue, and it just sucks, man. Like, it just sucks. Like, to Leondria's point, like, I think being a fan in the W some days gets very heavy. And I hate that, because that's not why I became a WNBA fan. And I think that I know my political views align with the majority of the league. And, and I feel like I just wish that there was less of it. Like, less of the hatred, less of the racism, less of people trying to latch on to Caitlyn specifically, like, to push their stupid agendas that Caitlyn doesn't even agree with. Like, I hate that, because, like, that stuff, I'm such an empath, and that stuff just weighs so heavily on me that, like, sometimes, like, we had said that we're going to keep doing this podcast as long as it's fun. And sometimes, like, shit gets so heavy that, like, it becomes not fun. And, like, I want to dislike players, and I want to love players, and I want to, like, before this podcast started, Leondria and I were having a fun banter back and forth about Paige. You know what I mean? Like, but it's not coming from a place of hate, right? It's coming from, and like, what, like, that kind of conversation, like, that's fun for me. Like, you're not supposed to be a fan of everyone. You know what I mean? Like, even though I'm a fan of a lot, like, that's what kind of makes sports. It's competitive. Like, I'm an NWSL fan, and I'm an Angel City fan, and I hate the San Diego Wave. But, like, not because I actually hate the Wave. Do you know what I mean? But that's because they're our rivals. Or, like, I don't like Savannah McCaskill because she did the stupid TikTok. But, like, it's not coming from a place of hate. Like, it's just fun, and I'm not jumping on social media and attacking who Savannah is as a person. And I just wish that more people were normal about sports, because, like, it's just gotten to a place where sometimes it makes it really hard for me to enjoy something that I love. And, like, that man, for instance, ruined that game, not just for me, but for my friends. Like, because you got wet from a drink, bro, like, let's move on with our lives. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. And, like, you just took it to a whole nother level that it didn't have to go to, and, like, you hate us, that's fine. Like, you're attacking me, that's fine. It's not fine. I don't know what I'm saying. I just want sports to be fun again. I just want to get on this. The whole reason why Leondria and I started this podcast was not to talk necessarily about the X's and O's, right? But to talk about like the parasocialness or the fun things, or like, let's talk about our favorite crash outs or crash out about something, like, but it's all coming from a place of like love and respect, because I can't go out and do what these people are doing. And I just wish that more people were like that. And unfortunately, like, that's just not where we are as a society, in a world, which I blame a lot of on our president, because I just feel like, you know, when Obama was president, this wasn't the feeling, you know, when people were like hiding their racism, not being so out in the open about it.
And I think, you know, we're going on super duper segue, but I think that in response to Obama, people are making it their mission to be very KKK, very MAGA, very hateful, very, you know, it's like, I'm so hateful, I'm gonna vote against my own self-interest. Either I'm so hateful or I'm so dumb, like, and I think that's in direct response to Obama being a black man and being a president. You can say what you want about Obama being the president. They're the people that are the, you know, the historians that are like, well, actually, when Obama was the president, yada, 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 right? Okay, fine. But what I will say, as a person that has been living through several presidents, when Obama was the president, the gas was not $6. When Obama was the president, people were not unable to buy food. When Obama was the president, even when Joe Biden was the president, we experienced economic growth, right? That has not been the case with this president. And I hope that those people that voted for hate, I hope that they are really happy with their decisions right now. But I think that sports is a microcosm of just the entire world, right? And Trump enables the people that would normally, like this guy was essentially a coward, right?
Yeah.
He felt these feelings that he's feeling, he's probably felt all his life, but Trump has kind of empowered him, emboldened him to come outside and take that BS outside. And unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with it sometimes, because these are the people that are in the world. And I don't know if it's better or worse. I think it was a shock to me to know how many people were racist, but now I'm kind of the mind of like, I'd rather know than not know.
It's true.
You know, I was living a little bit with my rose-colored glasses before a lot of different things happened, but it did kind of suck. It did kind of put a damper on the game. And then it was like getting the security guard, like once I got to talk to the actual person, it was like, oh, of course, come sit. But that all of that took a long time. That I didn't realize it took a long time, because when I left, I thought that a security guard was going to come back with me, but I essentially went down there for a while. I don't know what was happening while Liz was up there. You know, luckily our other friend,
the whole time, he never stopped.
Luckily, our other friend was there with her.
You texted, yeah, because Marina wasn't there, so it was just me and Terry, and we were just sitting there, and he still never looked at Terry either, you know,
because he's a bitch.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, I think when I find, because you were calling me, I think, and like texting me, and I wasn't even looking at my phone because he was yelling at me, so it wasn't until I looked at my phone that I realized that you had called me, and then that's when we immediately left. Because you're like, come down, and I'm like, okay, because I like literally, it was one of those things where I quite literally had no idea what to do. Like, I didn't know. Like, I was scared to move. I was scared to get up.
And I think like
maybe I am a little bit of a bitch, but I just didn't know what to do. Like me myself, I know you never called me that. I'm saying.
But here's the thing. Like, I think if I'd have known that it was going to take that long, I would have just told everybody, like, come down. We're not dealing with this shit. I really thought that I was going to come back with a security guard, but it was a whole thing. They have a new paging system. The woman didn't know how to do it. It was a thing. But, like, that just sucks, you know? And I just want you to know, like, if we're ever out in the world and somebody is talking crazy to you, I wish a motherfucker would try to put their hands on you. Especially when we got the high road.
Yeah, I know. I just got to push you, sir. You're like...
And you're toppling down. You're hurting yourself. And mind you, he's sitting there. You know, these are two people that looked of Asian descent, sitting with, I'm guessing, a daughter. Maybe she was adopted. She looked white, phenotypically. And then the daughter's boyfriend was black. I don't know if he was upset that the daughter had a black boyfriend. I don't know what the real issue was. It wasn't.
It was his first time he met them, and they were like, I didn't know this. He took his anger out on me.
It couldn't have just been the drink, because when the drink was actually spilled on him, he wasn't that upset.
No.
He was mad, and he showed, and that's another thing too. I'm not trying to say like that people can't be upset or frustrated or show their emotions, but if there was a reaction, we apologized, and he went on about his day. The second time, it was just like, okay, now you're just beating a dead horse, and now you just think that you can do this. You think that this behavior is okay, and I'm here to show you that it's not. So yeah,
that's something else we just need to teach people. Like, your reaction needs to match the initial cause.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this seems like a very dramatic reaction to something that I don't believe that you felt anything. I think you heard your wife say we got wet again, and then he went crazy. Sorry, I almost said that word.
Yeah. I mean, my leg was wet, and Marina said that she was wet. I feel like I was way wetter than they could have been. I
agree.
And it's like, on the one hand, it's like, I don't want to minimize people and what they're going through, you know, but also, like, don't be a dick to people. Like, it's simple. Yeah. We're outside. This is not mandatory for people. You know, we're all kind of looking for some release because the world is crazy right now. You know, you could eat a vegetable and have explosive diarrhea. You know,
I had to tell my cousin that today. She called me, and she was at the grocery store, and I said, "Don't buy any produce." And she's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Girl, open your phone."
Well, I didn't know. They had to tell me yesterday because, you know, I don't watch the news. But yeah,
I'll
like, I think we have to let that go. But I hope that man seeks help. And there's no way he's not beating that woman. No way. He's probably not beating the daughter because she was taller than him.
Yeah.
But that woman is getting beat, which I think is why she latched on, because he's like, oh, it's not me for once.
Yeah. Literally. The reaction didn't match. But yeah, sorry. I'm glad that we talked about it, though. I think there was like a part of me that was like, I never want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about the racism in the W. I don't want to talk about how heavy it's in the W, because I feel like so many people talk about it. And sometimes I think what was I going to say? Sometimes I feel like you can talk about something and you're giving it more life instead of focusing on the positive. And you know, but it also felt a little bit like we were kind of just like, maybe me more so, I don't know how you felt, I don't want to speak for you, but it felt like we were kind of skirting around the issue, you know, just because like it was easier. And I do want this to be a fun, lighthearted podcast, but it's not always, right? And so, you know, I'm kind of glad that we talked about it and got it out there. And then hopefully the rest of the podcast is just fun.
Yeah.
Maybe except until we get to Imma Stick Beside Her.
Yeah. And other full court take news.
Yes.
Our lovely, beloved Sparks have been winning. We beat the Fever on Wednesday. So we saw the Fever on Sunday, and then we missed. I know in the last podcast I was like, I'm so excited to see Fly J, but we missed the Storm, and because of this crazy schedule, that's the only time that we play them at home. And then on Wednesday, the Sparks beat the Fever, and then on Friday, the Sparks beat the Sky, and that was really nice. And then after those 2 wins, we found out that they got rid of the general manager, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm sure next week we'll have a lot more full court takes to talk about, because it seems like they're getting ready to like clean house over there, which I just think is so interesting to do it right now. But, you know, who am I?
Well, I think I was telling Leondria on our little group chat with Marina and her husband that I was in like a space on Twitter. I like to go on Twitter and like listen in on spaces. I do not just one day I might hop on a mic, but right now I just like to listen. And a guy who apparently knows somebody who knows somebody, I don't know how he knows people, but he was just like, hey, this, like, he you know what it was a Fever space, and he was saying like, hey, Fever fans, is there anybody from the Sparks that you guys would want on your team? And we're like, why the hell are you asking us that question? Who is the Sparks gonna trade, you know? And the guy was like, the Sparks are looking to clean house, like they're looking to kind of start fresh. And you know, I know our friend Bryn talks about me sometimes on her lives about how I say this thing that she thinks that people shouldn't say, which is like tank. But I'm whatever. I'm gonna be on that boat. I am on the Tank for Juju boat, and then I'm gonna add a picture of I sent to you earlier of my dream. Juju needs to stay in LA. This is a girl that could have gone anywhere, any college that she wanted to go to, that girl could have gone to. And she chose USC, who is not like a very good team that's like very competitive and like making Final Fours, like, and she chose to not go to the, you know, South Carolina or the UConn or the Tennessees or wherever, and she wanted to stay home. She wanted to stay in LA. How do you get that girl to go to another franchise besides the Sparks? She needs to stay in LA. That is a gold mine for the W, because Sparks games will be sold out all the time. People in LA love Juju Watkins, and that woman needs to stay in LA. And I don't care what anyone else has to say about it, because they all want her. Who doesn't? I told my group chat, I was like, my favorite player is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark brought me to the W. She is my favorite player. If there is one player that I like more than Caitlin Clark, it is Juju Watkins. And maybe it's because we're LA girls, California girls, I don't know. But Juju Watkins is the one player that I love more than Caitlin, and I need her to stay. If you want me to cheer, you know, if Angela's out there listening to this podcast because she gave me crap for wearing my Aaliyah Boston jersey on Wednesday
As
to
she
the
should.
Sparks game.
Fair weather fan, you.
That's what she said. I like wanted to cry about it. It's fine, Angela. You know, if you want me to wear a Sparks jersey when they're playing the Fever, you give me Juju Watkins. That's the only time I'm going to cheer for because Sparks are my second favorite team. I've been very open about that. So anyway,
you say that as if anyone has control over that. We don't know if that girl is gonna, if she's gonna stay another year or not. We don't. Angela has no choice over the acquisitions. She's
nothing.
in charge of entertainment.
Correct.
And then even when we had the opportunity for the number one draft pick, we still got the number 2 draft pick, right? Like,
it's rigged. It's rigged. They rig it.
I don't think
care.
they're rigging
Kathy's
it in our
over there
favor.
rigging it. No, they're not. But if Kathy wants to make money,
I don't know that Kathy is long for this job. I'm surprised that she's still doing it this year.
Literally. But if Kathy knows what's good for her, she will. We do not know that she's going to come this year, but we will know before the players have to declare. The players will already know who has a number 1 overall pick. And I think if that is LA, I see no reason why Juju would not come out this year. And on top of all the reasons that I sent you in that text.
We shall see.
Novel.
I would love for her to come, but I think it's so early to put our eggs in that basket. Like they're just starting their training in the summertime. They're just doing what do you call it when you're just like lifting weights and stuff?
Training camp.
They're doing training camp, and you're like tank for Juju. It's like I just don't think that's feasible. I also don't think the Sparks should just get rid of everyone. It's like we're finally winning without Cam Brink. And without Kelsey Plum, and people thought that we would not be able to do it. So to just wholesale get rid of people is stupid to me. But I mean, there have been a lot of decisions that they've made that I think are stupid. So
I also really like our team. Like I feel
and it's like,
so I don't know who I'd want to get rid of. I just want to tank because I want Juju. I want everyone who's on the team right now to stay, and then I just want to tank for Juju.
But you recognize that that's probably not going to happen. If we do, if we have a record like say Connecticut, did anybody? The only people that stayed at Connecticut after the record that they have, and they weren't even the worst. Dallas Wings were the worst. Were the rookies that had to stay, right? Like Marina Mabry was on the first thing smoking out. Tina Charles retired. Like J.C. Sheldon had already left. Like nobody really stayed. Huh? She had already left, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought she got traded.
But it was mid-season of last season, right? It wasn't in between.
I'm talking about this year, though. No,
she got traded this year. Well, maybe she got hurt.
Sky, I think.
I don't know.
But I don't follow GC, but
I say all that to say, like, I just think putting all of our eggs in that basket and then potentially being disappointed, like, it's just too early for us to say. I think we should move on to our parasocially speaking, which should be interesting because it's like I've talked about one of these people. I can't tell the difference between Lexie Hall and Sophie Cunningham, and I recognize the irony of that. But they do look very similar. They even both wear like white headbands when they play, and they both have like blonde extensions. So I'm constantly being like, "Is that the one that I like?" And people are like, "No, that's not the one."
Yeah.
So we thought we'd do a little experiment today.
Okay, so I have 3 pictures of Lexie, and I have 3 pictures of Sophie. And I'm going to put one on the screen, and you're going to tell me who it is. And then I'm going to tell you what you can do to tell them apart when they're on the court, because that is hard. I recognize when you don't just see their face, but I'm not going to do that yet, okay?
Okay.
So
and the one that I like is Lexie Hall, correct?
The one you like is Lexie Hall. Yes.
Wonderful.
Okay, so here's the first person. Is that Sophie or is that Lexie?
I'm going to say Sophie.
Good job. That is Sophie.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a terrible picture that you chose. Look at her
I
face.
intentionally did not choose the best pictures. To me, I can tell them apart, so I tried to use ones that were harder to tell apart. Okay.
She's like sucking a lemon. Like.
Yeah. Okay, here is another one.
Okay, well, I know 8 is Sophie Cunningham because of that lady.
Yeah, I didn't even remember that number. Yes, that is
I will
Sophie.
remember that forever.
Yeah. All right,
Got
here
a
you
Sophie
go.
Cunningham jersey. She didn't even make points. I'm guessing this is Lexie because she looks different. She looks a little different. Okay.
Yes, this is Lexie. Okay.
You went in the archives and found these pictures. Okay, I know that's Lexie.
Yeah.
Because Sophie's not in Unrivaled. Okay.
Yeah. Dang it, I should have covered that. Okay.
She looks better in that picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's number 10. Now we know some things now.
Yeah.
So that's Lexie. Okay, cool.
That's Lexie. And then since you know,
well, yeah,
her
and
number.
that's Sophie. They look so similar when they play. Like, not so much when they're in like their street clothes, but when they play, they look so similar.
The way you can tell them apart is the majority of the time, Sophie Cunningham wears long sleeves.
Oh. Okay. I know
that's
now.
how you can tell them apart. She'll wear long sleeves, and then Lexie doesn't. So here's a picture of Lexie.
Okay.
But they do both wear leg sleeves now, I think. That kind of comes and goes, so that wouldn't be the way to tell. But yeah, the long sleeves will be the way to tell.
I think it's funny that you weren't just like, Sophie is number 8 and Lexie is number 10.
To be honest, I didn't know what their numbers were. I couldn't have told you.
Like that would be a thing. I'm never gonna remember that one wears sleeves and one doesn't. But like I can remember 8 and 10.
Okay. See, I won't remember 8 and 10. If you're not, one of my favorite players.
If you're not 22, and which is crazy because like everybody's 22 in the league. There's so many 22s in the league.
So many.
Which is funny because Maya Moore was 23. So do you think that people are 22 just because of Asia Wilson?
No.
There are some 22s that were before Asia.
Once.
Huh?
I asked ChatGPT once.
Yeah, let's ask. Because like the younger players, like Cam Brink and Sanaya, maybe Asia Wilson. I'm not sure for Caitlin Clark. What was her number? Was her number 22 in Iowa?
Yeah, she's always with number 22.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, there's so many 22s.
ChatGPT is not even good. It's saying that current players wearing 22, and they put Kate Martin. She does not wear it.
She's 30. What number is Kate Martin?
She's 21 right now, but she's usually 20. But someone else on our team wears 20. It's sad. I don't know who it is.
Probably Emma Cannon.
I'm wondering if people started choosing 22 because Michael Jordan was 23 and then Maya Moore was 23, and a lot of 23s are
retired.
Retired. I'm wondering.
I mean, Azare used to be 23 on the Sparks. I would just assume that like people would be 23 because of Maya Moore.
Yeah.
Or to your point, Michael Jordan. But like it just seems like everybody's 22 because of Asia, which makes sense. But for some of the players, I don't necessarily think it's because of Asia. Like I don't know why Sanaya Rivers is 22.
I think there might be some players who are 22 because of Asia now, right? Like some kids. But that makes it... The reason why I said no so quickly is because I don't think Asia's that old. Like, I don't think she was, yeah, and I feel like a lot of these players picked 22 when they were, like, in high school, and I don't
And they
think
just
that
played.
Asia was in, that Asia wasn't, like, because I don't think she's that old. So maybe they do. I don't want to say that people won't choose 22 because of Asia, because I'm sure people do. But I just don't think current players who are playing, like, that play with Asia, pick 22 because of Asia. Only because I just don't think she's that much older than them where they were like, oh, she's my idol, I'm going to wear the same number.
She might be 30 or 29. Let's see. Because Sanaya
Yeah.
Rivers is 22. I mean, like, Cameron Brink and Sanaya Rivers are the same age. I think they're both 23. So if she's 29 or 30, then...
So maybe. If they
let's
followed
see.
her at South Carolina or something.
Yeah, and I feel like basketball people tend to do that. Asia is... They're like, her height is 6'4". I'm like, yes, but what is... Yeah, she's 29. She was born in 96. Maybe. That's like... When she was in college, they were probably in elementary school. Potentially.
Yeah.
But there are other 22s that are like either Asia's contemporary or older, and I'm just like, is it a quinky dink? I mean, 2-2 is a good,
Well, because
like,
Courtney Vandersloot's also
22,
right?
And I know she's older than Asia Wilson, so...
Yeah. Well, that's why, like...
Is it just
to
like an
me-
angel number?
Oh, maybe.
You know? Like, if I were to choose a number, it would be 3.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of famous 3s.
Yeah, she's 22.
Well, I have passed the test. I know I should be able, but watch me be like, no, which one is that again?
I know. She asks me all the time.
To the point too, like I went to a ACFC game because my friend had tickets, and I was talking to Bryn, also has season tickets to ACFC, and she just so happened to be on that side, and she was talking about something, and she said somebody's name, and I was like, is that the one I like? And she's like, no, that's not the one you like.
Yeah.
I feel like with visuals, maybe I could tell a little bit better, but if you're just saying a name, I don't know. I have no
That's
idea.
why I'm playing this game right now. So,
Maybe we'll play another game with people.
that'll be
You just
fun.
show me like pictures of like old fashions and like the other one. I still don't know what the drink is that I like. I have to add sidecar. I remember.
Okay, there you go. I already forgot.
remember
I
it.
thought I'd remember, and I didn't.
I have to ask my friend Lizzie every time because I order the old fashioned and I'm like, this is not the one. Let me ask Lizzie, and she's like, it's a sidecar full.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, we're coming up on 42 minutes, so we
Crash Out
gotta do the next
Chronicles.
two quickly, yes.
The woman threw a shoe. So, as mentioned several times in the podcast, I don't watch the games on TV. As I'm scrolling through TikTok, and I'm just like, someone threw a shoe at Marina Mabry. So I was like, oh, I got to watch this because I know Marina Mabry is going to go fucking postal if somebody threw a shoe at her. And then the way that they show it is like, the beginning of the clip is the shoe hitting her back, her turning around, and then like Sabrina and Stewie being like, wait.
For sure, Sabrina. Because Sabrina grabbed her.
Yeah.
Grabbed Marina. Which is funny, because we were just talking about how you don't
How you
grab
can't put
other
your hands on
players'
people.
teammates.
But like, Sabrina was the person that has Stewie has the friendliest whistle.
Stewie has the friendliest whistle.
But like who's gonna think that Sabrina Ionescu is being like, you know? But anyways, way. And then it cuts to Bant3r talking and her just being like, she didn't look angry, and then it's like, oh, she got ejected. And I remember thinking, if that girl threw that shoe at Marina Mabry, why did they cut and just show, like, at no point do they show Jonquel Johnson, the shoe coming off, them running, then they show Marina, and then the shoe hitting the back.
Yeah. It's because it wasn't even down there. Like, the camera, I don't think that they cut it. I think that there is no reason for the camera to be down there. So they were, and then the reason why we were able to catch it on camera was because she was on frame. Marina was on frame. But Bant3r Laney Hamilton was not.
No. So the story, so I watched this clip and I was like, that's interesting that they didn't show the full thing, but whatever. And then I'm reading the comments, and one of the comments was like, I was at that game, they blew it out of proportion, but Bant3r was throwing the shoe to Jonquel Jones and just so happened to hit Marina Mabry. Which I'm like, maybe because of the way that it's cut, I can't see where JJ is anyway. But what do you think? Do you think, I just think like it's pretty egregious to throw a shoe at somebody.
Yeah.
Like, you know that you're going to get ejected if you throw a shoe at somebody. Like,
well, especially because she was already on a flagrant. God, what do I think? I'm gonna be honest. Mm-hmm. I don't know her that well. Lainey Hamilton. I don't know her like demeanor. I think if it was reversed and then Marina was like, "Oh, I was just throwing the shoe," that I'd be like, to JJ, I'd be like, Girl, okay, girl, we know you well enough to know that you did that shit on purpose.
I don't even think Marina is like throw a shoe crazy though.
No,
like,
I don't. But wild. I do think if she threw a shoe, I would believe that she did it intentionally.
You'd err on the side of like you did that on purpose.
Yeah. You know, they were chirping all night. The reason why she had a tech in the first place, or a flagrant, was because I believe she hit Marina in the face. Like, they were going at it all night long. It just seems unlikely that she didn't know that the shoe was going to hit Marina. And also, like, how close or far away were you from JJ that you were, like, throwing it? So, like, do I look, I support women's rights and wrongs.
Their rights and their wrongs. You know?
Their rights and their wrongs. So, you know, do I think she did it on purpose? My initial gut reaction is to say yeah, but she says she didn't. So, thankfully, it's funny now, and this is why we can talk about it, because, like, the next day, Sabrina dropped her shoe, and then Marina was in the comments being like, hey, throw me one. So I'm glad we can all, me too.
We can laugh about it now.
I'm glad we can all laugh about it now. You know, so if she threw it on purpose, I don't know. Should she have thrown it? No. Should she have gotten ejected because she threw a shoe? Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't just be throwing shoes, bro.
No.
You can't just be throwing shoes.
And hitting people who you have been having problems with all game long.
Even if she was telling the truth, it's gonna look away, you know.
Absolutely. So I think, like...
But I think if she threw the shoe on purpose and it hit that girl in the back, she's the queen of the crash outs at this point. Because, like, who does that?
Amen.
Not even AT has thrown a shoe.
No. She's thrown some other things, but not a shoe.
I
know.
Oh,
I wish... As an unrelated note, because I love crash outs so much, I was listening to people talk about, like, the crash out, like, whether I was listening to a space about not Courtney, Skylar Diggins and Marina, and they were like, are they bad crash outs? And I was like, what's a bad crash out? But I love people who crash out. And what I was going to say was I wish that I was more invested in the WNBA in the Diana Taurasi era, because
that probably would have been a sight to see.
Obsessed with, plus she's from Chino, so, and my family grew up in Chino, and so I would have been insufferable about DT.
Well, you know she went to UConn, and you know how you feel about people that went to UConn.
You just ruined it for me.
Yeah. She was actually, Sue Bird tells a story about how Chino, I think, was still the coach, had to be, right? Yeah, because he's been the coach for a little minute, but he was like, oh, this girl is coming, like, you know, take her around, show her a good time. And Diana Taurasi, like, they're driving around in the car, and Diana Taurasi's like, play this. And Sue Bird was like, girl, who are you? And it was like NWA or some sort of rap. I don't know if it was a CD or a tape. And she's like, you can keep it. Like, and Sue Bird being like, oh, this girl's going to be a lot. But it worked out in the end.
It did.
They seem to be cool.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, I would have loved DT, and I would have been insufferable about it.
I think I would have liked DT because she's funny.
Yeah.
Like,
I love crash outs. Sue me.
I think,
like kissing someone on the cheek.
Yeah, that was wild.
Oh my god.
That was
Telling
wild.
her rough to meet her in the... Stop it. I would have...
But I appreciate witticism, and I think I would have liked her. But also, you know, clotheslining people isn't great.
Yeah. And I probably would have been up here defending it. I'm gonna be honest.
You say you would have been what?
Probably up here defending it.
That's so crazy.
I don't know, actually. I
feel like if Diana Taurasi, I believe in my spirit, I don't know this to be true, she was probably rougher than AT, because I feel like AT plays probably how they used to play back in the day. Yeah. I feel like if she was a tenth of what AT is, like, I don't think you would have liked it very much.
That's a good point, because I don't like AT. I don't like the way AT plays.
You don't like the rough basketball.
Not like that. I like the fun crash out basketball. Like, I'm gonna kiss you on the cheek. I'm gonna talk my crap. I'm gonna tell you to meet me outside. You know, like that stuff. But like, when you're actually physically injuring other people because of the way that you play, but then everyone excuses it because this is how you play basketball and you're a physical player. Like, I don't want to see people's careers get ruined. I don't want to see, Fee sitting out for almost a whole year because she got hurt. Like, that I don't like that. And so that kind of physical basketball I'm not about. So maybe I wouldn't have. But I think I'd like DT because I didn't watch her play. I only saw the fun parts of her crashing out. So maybe I'd feel differently. But from the fun crash outs right now that I'm seeing, I like it.
I also feel like too, I only know about, it's like a lot of players being like, yeah, DT punched me in the stomach. Like, I don't know that they were.
I didn't know about all that.
I don't know that it was Maddie Seacrest being like, yeah, her welcome to the W moment. Different people talking about it, and Maddie Seacrest was like, and I don't think she couldn't have been intentional, but she was just like, yeah, she essentially punched her in the stomach, and she lost all of her air. But in our last couple of minutes, I'm gonna stick beside her. So, Sophie Cunningham, I was talking shit earlier about ma'am having on a Sophie Cunningham jersey, and me alluding to the fact that because she had on that jersey, it was because of, her political views and not necessarily because Sophie Cunningham's that great of a player, and I stand behind that. But I guess, so Candace Parker is the president of women's basketball for Adidas. And Sophie Cunningham is getting a PE, and that stands for something, don't remember what it is, but it essentially means sometimes you could get a PE and it's you get a custom colorway shoe of a shoe that's already made. And a lot of times it's just a shoe for you and you just wear it in the game, but sometimes they'll allow you to sell it. And people are angry because she's getting her own PE that she is going to be able to sell. Although Chelsea Gray and I think, is Jewel Lloyd also signed for Adidas? There was another person that they brought up, but Chelsea Gray is also signed for Adidas. Chelsea Gray has all these accolades, right? She's the point guard. She just won the one-on-one competition for Unrivaled. Her stats are crazy and amazing, and she doesn't have a shoe that you can sell yet. And I saw a person do some content talking about this, which is where I got most of my information from. And at the end of it, she was just saying her bottom line was Candace Parker is a sellout, and that kind of made me feel ouch. You can disagree with Candace Parker and her politics. She also felt because Candace Parker was if you guys are voting Caitlin Clark number 12 for the point guards, you got some insecurity issues. And then she goes on to say, I did not like Diana Taurasi, but I would never vote her down just because I disliked her, right? And this person's hot take is that it's because Candace Parker is a sellout. And then she went to, show a wedding picture of Candace Parker and her wife. And I'm just I just don't like that. I don't like other black people. I don't like other black people calling black people sellouts or, taking their blackness away from them. There are even people that I don't love Candace Owens' politics and the things that she says, but I would never say that she's not black enough or take her blackness away in a mixed group. I'm not that type of person anyway. Amongst black people, I'm not Candace Owens, she's not black enough, but I don't like that. And I think it's what is the word I'm trying to say, you're manipulating the story to show a picture of her and her wife at their wedding to be all kinfolk ain't skinfolk. Just because Candace Parker married a white woman does not mean that she's this secret racist that's twirling her mustache and being I'm gonna intentionally skip over Chelsea Gray to give Sophie Cunningham a shoe because it'll be more profitable. I do think that even though she's the president of Adidas, women's basketball, she could be the president in name. She could have a board to answer to. There could have been a decision that was made that was not hers. Even if she's the president, she's not necessarily the talent acquisition person, all these things, right? And it could sound like I'm making excuses, but I just don't. I'm always waiting for the hate. I feel when I'm kind of new to the W, so people on my TikTok are like, oh yeah, Candace Parker's over there talking shit again. And like, I have just never, she's never said anything to make me be like, oh yeah, that's a hater. But this particular creator, I feel like, is just a hater and is biased. So I'm going to stick beside Candace Parker. I think it's unfair to say that she is a sellout. I think it's unfair to get on your platform and call, as a black woman, and call another black woman a sellout. Like, I don't know. And I really think it's unfair to show a picture of her and her wife at the wedding and be like, oh, yeah, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Like, come on now. There are other things. I think if we really wanted to make a case, there's just other things and evidence that we could have shown. And I think that was manipulative, and I didn't like it. So I'm going to stick beside her as Candace Parker.
I don't think this is a conversation that I can necessarily like attribute or add too much more to. But yeah, I don't love just personally having like not being able to like really have a real say in the matter. I try to, when I see that, I try to skip past it on social media because, like I said, like we said at the top of this podcast, I just don't like the hate, you know, and I hate where like people have been calling Aaliyah Boston names, people have been calling Maisha Hines Allen names, like because they're on the fever, or, you know, and I'm just like, I wish that we didn't, in general, like, hate people. I don't know. I guess there's people I hate, so I can't say anything. But I wish that, like, we didn't have to resort to...
We didn't
like,
call people names.
Yes, like,
Yeah.
you can like someone, but just, like, why do you need to use these derogatory names to describe them? Or
Yeah.
in the TikTok that you had sent me of that person, because I think you're talking about the TikTok you sent me.
Yeah.
It was just like, why did you compare Candace Owens to these people? Like, she doesn't have the same political views. She doesn't, like, what?
Candace
just
Parker.
Because Candace Parker, what did I
Yeah,
say?
yeah. Owens.
Oh,
She does
okay.
have those political views, but I still wouldn't take her blackness away.
No,
Candace,
no. But,
Candace Owens has the
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And it's just like, I remember even last year, I don't remember what happened, but I was like watching a live with Justice, and people at the time were upset with Fee, and they were just like, oh, Fee's not even really black because she's mixed. And I remember Justice on the TikTok. I talk about Justice a lot. Do I get paid every time I bring up Justice?
Yeah.
And
Sanaya Rivers.
Yeah, Sanaya Rivers. There you go. And Justice was like, she looked black to me. Like, I don't understand, like, why people are saying she's not, you know, and it's, anyways, that has nothing to do with me, but I don't like the people that she compared Candace to, just because you disagree with the decision that she made, doesn't make her the people that she was comparing them to. And that made me sad that, like, why did we jump from here to here so quickly? Like, why did we jump from A to C? Like, you know, and again,
I would argue that's A to Z.
A to Z. Yeah, like, why did we do that?
Yeah. I don't know, because I think that person was well within their right to get on their platform and say, I don't like this decision that was made. How dare you skip over Chelsea Gray and give this shoe to Sophie Cunningham? And I think that would have been a fair argument to make. But then to call her a name, it does kind of take it to a place. And I think I can say with pretty much certainty, when we are talking about people and we're talking about them in a negative light or something that they've done that we don't like, we're talking about the thing that they've done. We're not saying like, well, this is a terrible person, except for referees, because they deserve it. And shout out to the guy who's a retired referee who thought he could come on our platform and talk a little shit.
There was a lot of people, actually. I hadn't gone on our TikTok in a minute, and then I was like, oh crap, we got a lot of notifications on that TikTok, and there's a lot of comments on the video and more about how we're ridiculous. Yeah. And it's exhausting, and the conversation's exhausting.
Save the referees.
I'm not talking about Charles and how he's a terrible person.
Yeah, Charles can't see or hear, so shout out to Charles.
You know, so, yeah.
But even when we're talking about referees, we're just like, it's from the light of like, you are not doing your job well. I'm not saying you're a terrible person. Even the woman that beats his wife, I'm sure somebody likes him, you know, maybe his wife on occasion, but he didn't have to like do the things that he did, because it's about the action. It's not, you know, I'm not judging jury to say that a person is X, Y, and Z, right? Like, that's not my role in life. So I wouldn't have done that on my platform, and I'll probably be unfollowing that person because I feel like since we've talked about that person having like crazy takes, now I see them because initially it was just like fun, unrivaled content, you know?
It was, yeah. But there's just a lot, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
And I like her. Like, sometimes she still comes up on my For You page because occasionally she says things that I like because, like, although I don't like a lot of what you say, that doesn't mean I hate you as a person. And
these
so
are
I
your
don't,
opinions, you know?
correct. Like, so I don't follow her because I don't, but occasionally I'll kind of stick around for a few seconds to see, is this going to be the content that she used to put out, or is this going to be this like hateful content? And if it's the hateful content, then I scroll. But I think there's some content creators out there that put out the hateful content because that's the one that gets views. And like, if this is a way that you get money, like, you're gonna kind of go further off the deep end because even on our TikToks, like the TikToks where we're talking about Olivia Miles versus AZ Fudd, or anytime that it's something like slightly more controversial, like the refs are cheating or Olivia versus AZ, like all of a sudden we have a ton of people watching, clicking, writing, commenting. But then we put out, why can't people respectfully disagree? Like, let's talk about the good things that are happening in the W. Like, those are things that don't get views. And so I think if you are a content creator, which I don't think we are, sometimes they go towards,
the more salacious,
because that's what's getting them clicks. But then I'm like, so then is this what you truly believe? Or is it that you put yourself in an echo chamber, you realize this was what got views, so now I'm going to talk about it even more, and the more you talk about something, the more you give life to something, and maybe that's the way you think more. But I don't think she used to be like that, because I did used to follow her, but now I just dislike so many things that she says, and it makes it hard, and I don't watch a lot of her content anymore. But anyway.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to in basketball this week?
Ooh, I'm weirdly looking forward to the fact that it's camp week, which means a lot of games are in the afternoon. So because we're on summer, and I am working, but I'm not like needing to get up every 55 minutes to go monitor a hallway or, or go monitor lunch or whatever it is. So it's like I can put that kind of thing on in the background. And so it kind of allows the games to be spread out a little bit more. Except that I do think there's like 2 games on at noon. But yeah, I'm excited for camp week. I'm excited for us to go. Oh, we probably shouldn't say that. I'm excited for us to not go next Wednesday to the Mercury. Mercury. Like tomorrow there's a game at 9 a.m. Like, I get to wake up to basketball? Hell yeah. And then the Sparks play at 10. So
Very cool.
I'm excited for that. What about you?
What I'm looking forward to, I took a little break from TikTok, and I feel like I haven't looked at any like Sanaya Rivers TikToks, so I'm looking forward to catching up on those.
She had a really good one where she's in a referee, and I didn't send it to you because I thought
I saw that one.
Seen it. Yeah. And it was right after she got a shoe thrown at her, so I think there's some sort of correlation.
The shoes, man, the shoes are. So I'm gonna throw a shoe at your girl. But yeah, there's no games until the 22nd. I don't know how excited I am to see the Mercury. Like, I'm excited to see Ka, but I don't know. I hope it's not a game where people get hurt. So I don't know that I would say I'm excited for that game. I think I'm excited for All-Star Weekend, though. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out with all the controversy.
And the Stud Buds are going to be streaming again.
I know. And it'll be interesting to see what that's like. The first time you do something, it's never going to be like as raw and as, real as it was the first time. But I'm sure that it'll still be. For them, it'll also be nice because it's the first time that they've been like together for an extended amount of time, because they don't play on the same team anymore. But that's technically 2 weeks from now, so
yeah,
I'm just excited. I hope everyone.
When the next one.
I know. Who knows when this one will come out?
I know. Sorry, guys. I've been dealing. No one cares, but I had been dealing with something a little personal, and it has put me back on editing a little bit, or putting me in the mood to edit. But I will get it out. I will get it out eventually.
It will happen.
Not tomorrow, because I'm going to go see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child tomorrow.
Ooh.
With my aunt. My aunt
Is
bought
this your
tickets.
first time seeing it?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh,
I've
you're
read
really
the play,
gonna like
so I
it.
know what's gonna. I know what happens, and I know what it's about because I read the play. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, my aunt bought because I never went because it's so expensive. But my aunt was like, I want to gift this to you, and I thought that was
Aw.
really cool. So she didn't want to go alone, so she got me and my cousin and her are gonna go tomorrow evening.
You're gonna love
and
it.
then we have the admin retreat, and so
I know. I don't have to
and
go
then-
now, so I'm excited about that.
Oh, nice! They told
It'll
us that
just
you guys
be,
were gonna be there today.
It will be a portion of our team. I won't name names, but it won't be. It'll be the big dogs on the ed team. It won't be.
Oh.
It won't be little old specialists.
Yeah, little specialists. The
But
ones
yeah.
that- never mind. I won't say it. Anyway, have a great day, everybody.
Have a great day,
Thanks for
y'all.
listening.
Bye.
Bye. Oh wait, I was.